Welcome once again to our YouTube channel. Please do like and share the video if it's useful, and of course do try to subscribe the channel also. That will help us. Okay. Now see, now moving to again next question of permutation and combination once again. So number of invertible function f. What are invertible functions? So that's the first question. What are invertible functions? So those functions are invertible which are bijective function. So which functions are invertible? Which are bijective functions. Okay. Now what are bijective function? Bijective function are those functions which are 1 1 and onto. Now what are 1 1 function? 1 1 function are those functions for which two different input will for sure give us two different output. What does that mean? Okay, now taking that statement in the converse manner or the inverse manner, what it says, for like if we have for two different input the same output, in that case the function is not a 1 1 function like x square function. Consider two different input as -2 and 2. For both of them you get the same output, so it's not a 1 1 function. So okay, so 1 1 function is a function for which different input gives us different output, one thing. And which functions are onto function? Onto functions are those functions for which range of the function matches with the codomain of function. Okay, so that's that's how we can understand 1 1 and onto function briefly with the help of its definition. That's what exactly the definition tell us. Okay, now see, function goes from a to a. It has to be an invertible function. So a to a, so that's a function is from here to here, and the input of set A are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, now see, since we have same number of input both the side, I mean same number of element on the domain side of the function and codomain side of the function, so if it has to be a 1 1 onto function, what does that mean? It has to be a 1 to 1 function. I mean for every input here exactly 7 inputs, 7 possible output. None input we can leave here and none of the output can be left out here. Okay, so 1 to 1 mapping is there. You can look at it as 7 objects and 7 slots. So I look at it as 7 distinct objects and 7 of course distinct slots. Okay, now in how many ways you can put these 7 objects to 7 slots such that, now here comes the condition, such that at least 3 elements have self images. At least 3 elements have self images. Okay, now what are self images means? Like 1 is mapped with 1, 2 is mapped with 2, 3 is mapped with 3. So there should be at least 3. At least 3 means there can be 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7. Even if all 7 mapped with their corresponding numbers 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, 4 to 4, 7 to 7, it satisfies the condition. Now see, how did I try to approach it? So I tried to approach it two different ways. One using D arrangement. See, we have already seen question of D arrangement in detail. Okay, so I'm just using it here. How? See, I will say when exactly 3 are having self images. Okay, so exactly 3 elements have self images. Now which 3? First question, 7 3 3. Now what about the others? So let's say if I do here 2 map with 2, 4 map with 4, 5 map with 5. Now none 1 3 none of out of like 1 3 6 and 7 should map with their corresponding same number. So it's like these are 4 objects and their 4 corresponding places. No object should occupy its own place. 1 can't go to 1, 3 can't sit at its position 3, 5 can't sit at, or 6 can't sit at its position 6, 7 can't sit at its position 7. D arrangement. So what is it? So D arrangement of 4 elements. So that's one. Similarly, when exactly 4 elements have self images. So I think now it's clear, bachcho. So have self images. So what will you say? 7C4 into D5. Similarly, we will have for 5 images 7C5 into D 7c4 into d3, no? Yeah, because 3 elements will be left out there, d3. 7c5 into d2 and 7c6 into d1. Now there is no way out of it, so it's like into 1. Okay, because if you put like 6 objects out of 7 at its place, so if I put from 1 to 6 at its slot, then 7 has to go to its slot. Okay, there's no other way. So that's one way of doing it. Okay, so that's just one way of doing it. Okay, now let's just a minute. So I'm oh, sorry bachcho. So I'm just starting it. I think you people would have got it. So 7c3 when exactly 3 out of 7 occupies space, plus 7c4 when out of 7 4 are having self images occupy its own place and 3 are dearranged. 7c5, okay, and then 2 are dearranged, and then 7c7, that's one way of doing it. 7c6 into d1, d1 is in that case is 0, you can't dearrange it, all 7 has to occupy at its place, so d1. Okay, so I think that I was going to correct, that's why I wanted to erase it. So that's one. Now let's simplify it. So 7c3 is how much? 7 factorial by 3 factorial into 4 factorial, so 7 to 5 is 35. How much is d4? 4 factorial. I think we already did it, so I'm using it directly. 3 factorial plus 1 by 4 factorial. But isn't that 7c4 is 7c3 itself, 35 into d3 is 3 factorial, 1 by 2 factorial minus 1 by 3 factorial. 7c5 is 21 into d2, d2 is 2 factorial, 1 by 2 factorial. Okay, that's only one way of dearranging two objects. Now how much is it? So 35 into 12 minus 4 plus 1 plus 35 into 3 minus 1, isn't that? Yeah, 3 minus 1 plus 21. So how much is it? So 35 into 9, so 35 into 11 plus 21. 11 5 55, 5 5 3 85 plus 21. So how much is it? 406 ways of doing it. Plus 1, right? We missed that? Yeah, we missed that. So it's plus 1, which is 407 ways of doing it. Okay, so this is how you can use the arrangement here to get this answer. Now there was one more method which I tried to apply there. Let me recall what I did. One, I used the arrangement. Second one was at least 3. Okay. So at least 3 having its images, self images. Okay, so we can go for, wait, 7c3 into 4 factorial. Now what is it? 7c3 means, now I am writing when at least 3. 7c3 into 4 factorial means when at least 3 out of 7 occupy its own place. Okay, now see, why am I saying at least 3? Because when we are arranging the remaining 4 in 4 factorial ways, so it may happen that again that out of those remaining 4, 1 may go to its place, 2 may go to its place, and so on and so on. Now from that I will subtract, so inclusion exclusion principle I am trying to apply. 7c4 into 3 factorial, then plus 7c5 into 2 factorial minus 7c6 into 1 factorial, and then it is plus 7c7. Now let's try to do it. 35 into 24 minus 35 into 6, and then I think something went wrong here, right? It's a huge number, so we'll have to think what went wrong. I did it in 2 different ways. Okay, yesterday itself actually. Okay, so one thing was that because now what went wrong is, and then another again an interesting thing here. I mean because it's 7c3 7c4 4 at its own place and then into 3 factorial. Chaliye, I'm sorry for that. I will really think on it how to figure it out, because that's not working. Of course, it's a huge difference here. Okay, because 35 into 18 and then it's just 42 there. No, and that's just 1 factorial there. Okay, so inclusion, exclusion won't work. Rather, I mean, I need to check why. I need to think why is it not working. Okay. Another one can be, wait. This definitely I wouldn't have tried it. I just thought about it just now, but it's not working. Now see, again I will say, we need to think why is it not working. So that I will think separate at some other time, maybe when I will be sitting alone. Another method can be like out of total ways 7 factorial, we remove those cases when 1 is dearranged and 2 dearranged. Okay, so 7 factorial is 5040 minus 7 into 6 factorial. Try this one. Yeah, this will work. I think there are more number of cases which are being repeated than we are removing here. Okay, and how to take care of that we need to, but there's no repetition here. That will work. I will suggest you people bachcho to just try it and match it, and then tell me whether it's working or not with the help of this will work. I mean, I'm pretty sure about it. This will work here. Okay, so but still do tell me with the help of comment box here. So that should have the same answer. That's how we will check it. I don't think anyone will be having any problem in this part of it. Okay, so hence this should match with the previous one. Just check it out. Do we get 407 or not? Okay, meanwhile whenever I get time I will think why it didn't work and where is the problem basically. Okay, so that's it for today bachcho.